Yeah, yeah. Remember the key to success is working hard. For our country we must have regard. Forget all your differences, let we start to build. And onward to progress we surely will. Because now, more than ever, we must show discipline, tolerance, and production to build a strong and better nation. I say that is the main foundation. So come let us work hand in hand, because this is our land. Come my brother, come my sister, and let us build a nation together. Oh, yeah,
Come, my brother, come, my sister, and let us build Grenada, Carriacou, and Petite Martinique together. I want to welcome you to the Dynamic Hour. And again, just saying, we are not back to normal programming as yet. So from Monday, we're going to get back to the usual, lineup. Pastor Davis John, Dr. Pett, and then I come in and lay the foundation for solid conversation. I want to encourage those who are viewing me or listening to me via the online platforms to please share the live. Sharing is caring. All right? Sharing is caring. I want to start off by congratulating the organizers of the many events surrounding our 50th independence celebrations. I want to compliment the Secretariat headed by Gail Purcell. I want to applaud the chairperson, right, of that whole organizing committee, Dr. Wendy Crawford. I want to applaud all the members of that committee. I think they did an excellent, excellent job. You were bang on target for all the events and all the activities. I want to applaud you, and I want to encourage you to strive for excellence and keep sowing, keep going up, up, and up, right? And I think the government should consider roping these people in when it comes to national events, when it comes to, events that can wow us, bring them in, have them involved in the process, because they did an excellent job. I think they're going all the way up to what? August? Because it's a year-long celebrations. It's not just we reach the peak February the 7th and that's it. No, we're going beyond that. So I want to encourage them to keep doing what they're doing. You're doing a fantastic job. I want to applaud the police, right? The police, you did a wonderful job during the entire celebrations. You did a wonderful job there. I mean, I am somewhat not totally happy with the way the administrative arm of the police is functioning, right? I'm not pleased with that, because you see, you have a lot of bottlenecks. You have a system that needs total overhaul, right? But all in all, the police did a fantastic job. But when it comes to the administrative aspect, there's a need for a lot of work. either the government engage engage people who are professionals in that particular field. So you bring in a person who is an administrative secretary qualified in that field, or a person who is a receptionist qualified in that field, or a person who is some office attendant or whatever. People who are qualified within the administrative arm of the police force. Because I give you a typical example. I sent the police an email because there is an established email address for the police. If you have an activity and so on, we're not dealing with paper anymore. So you send an email address, message to that email address. What's supposed to happen, they're supposed to acknowledge receipt of that email that you sent, that message. But they don't. Many a times they don't acknowledge receipt of that email message. But lo and behold, they read it because they send the police to evaluate my location for that event I had at my place. And that person came without even them calling me to say, well, the police will come to evaluate and assess the location, right? So that luckily I was home and the gentleman came in, where's the entrance to come into my place? If I was not there, he couldn't come in, right? He couldn't come in my place at all because it's fenced. Not only that, when he comes, he spoke, we were very nice and warm, and then he left. They did not even give me a feedback, the police. They did not even give me a feedback to say, hey, Kem, the police guy came, he assessed, and he determined that this road will be that or that will be that. Nothing like that. Nothing whatsoever. And that's what that was it. So and then on the day you have so many vehicles and so many people coming at my event, right? No police, no sign, no nothing. So the police force is in a mess when it comes to administration. The administrative arm of the Royal Grenadier Police Force is in a mess. It's a wreck. They don't know what they're doing. I'm telling you. They period don't know what they're doing. I remember having events and activities, and after the event, then you get a letter saying the event was approved. After you do the event and everything, it's just total wreck. So they need to improve that. And I think what the government needs to do is to engage, people who are qualified in that field to do the administrative work of the Royal Grenadier Police Force. Let these police officers go out and solve crime or prevent crime or do that kind of work. They need to improve. It's terrible. And not only that, the politics at play, because you could imagine I having an activity at my place, hundreds of people here, vehicles like crazy, right, at my place, and not a police. So I had to communicate with those at the top to say, hey, I'm here, look at the bottleneck, and it's a whole piece of stupid, dotish management system that is just terrible, right? The police force is in a damn bad state, and they need to sort that rubbish out. They need to sort it out. It is terrible, and I'm going to communicate with who I have to communicate, but I want them to get the message. This needs a total overhaul, right? So some of them, they have friends and colleagues. So, for example, there was an event or activity on Port Highway at the Yacht Club. So they block off the Port Highway to allow people to park and that kind of stuff. There was another event at another location that I went to. They block off that, right? That's how they function because they have friends and so on. And then the people who they would send to you to evaluate and assess, many a times these people, they don't even know what they're about. I'm telling you, some of these police officers, they don't know what they're about. They just don't know. But this has to improve. The police force is in a mess when it comes to the administrative aspect of it. And there is a need for a total overhaul where people who are trained, who are qualified in that field, let them do that work. And let the police go there and solve crimes. Let them go and prevent crimes. Let them do that. They can't do the administrative work at all. It is terrible. Whoever is responsible for the administrative work of the police is terrible. It's really, really bad. Something as basic as responding to an email. So you send a police officer after you read the email message, but you would not respond to the email. It's just terrible. Terrible. And then you have the person in limbo because you say, well, they came, they assess, right? The police guy said, it's okay, it's cool, right? And then on the day, you have to call these people and say, hey, where's the sign? Where's the police? Where's these people? It's just nonsense, right? But I am saying there is a need for these people to check the administrative aspect of the police force, right? And I don't care who party is in power. When it comes to policing, it should never be anything about party or NNP or NDC. It has more to do with common sense. Where I live, where I am located, you have the Good Hope end. Vehicles can pass through Good Hope to go up to Mardi Gras, right? So it was just simple common sense. You put a no entry sign at the top there, so vehicles going to go down to Good Hope, right? It's kind of common sense. And then down at the greens, you put a no through road, right? Or you make it a one way. One way, so vehicles go up from my end and the vehicles come down through Good Hope. That's kind of common sense. That is all that had to happen here. But no, you the system is so messed up, but these people don't understand. They're not going to get to me because every single event that I do, they're successful. So if I go through the right procedure and channel and I communicate with you, you get the damn job done. Just do the job, do your job. I don't care who you be, just do your job, right? But don't come and tell me I send you an email, right? You're supposed to respond. Anybody who sends you an email, no matter where the person is, and they send you an email, respond. Acknowledge receipt of the email. That's the first thing you do. And give them a feedback. We will send a police officer to, assess the venue and so on and so forth. And once that is okay, we give you a feedback thereafter. But you all are communicating up there, and nobody knows what's going down. And that's a similar thing that happened during the independence celebrations, that the police give permission to people to go ahead and have the event and activities, and then they go on some radio and say, well, it's revoked because they don't want everybody doing this. And well, don't give people permission in the first case. You see? Because people went ahead and they buy chicken, they buy this, they buy that, they prepare all the thing. And then, so something has to happen with the police force. The police force is in a mess when it comes to the administration, the administrative work. It's in a mess. The investigative work and solving crimes is all good. That's great. They're doing an excellent job there. But when it comes to administration and the politics, right? You got to shake yourself from that damn stupidness and focus on doing the work, getting the work done. And that's important. Get your work done. There are certain things that has to be, let it run smoothly. These things don't have to go, you don't have to get to all these complications. If a person sends an email that you have an email address that you provide for events and activities, you send an email, that person should get a response, right? A response from you, or reply, right? You reply to that person, or you give a feedback to that person. You say, hey, I acknowledge receipt, because look, people are observing. There are a lot of big shot NNP who having events and activities left, right, and center, and they're getting the permission. They're getting the permission to have the activity, right? And they blocking off this road and blocking off that road for them. They cordoning off the area for them because they still have certain people within the police force who are NNP. They're not doing their work professionally, right? That is not what's supposed to happen. NNP, NDC, PLM, GLP, get the job done professionally. That is what we expect of you. to get the work done professionally. And look, I was pissed, right? Because you had so many vehicles here, so many vehicles, bottleneck like crazy, right? When there's activity with Kem Jones, once you hear the name Kem Jones, you expect that activity going to be massive. You're going to be big. This thing is common sense, right? Same thing at the Radisson Hotel. Look at the amount of people who came there. Wonderful. It was a wonderful event. Both events were, on point, right? So I'm saying again, the police force, they need to get their acts together. They need to get this thing sorted out. All right? It's just a mess in terms of the administrative arm of the police. It's give that to people who are trained in administrative work, secretarial work, right? And receptionist work. You need that. We need a total overhaul. It's not what it's supposed to be, and I am extremely disappointed. Extremely disappointed because it's a mess at that top. Yeah, come on, get that damn thing sorted out. It's just foolishness. Come on, you got to get this thing sorted out. You can't do the work, let administrative people do the work. If a person sends you an email, you have to reply to the person acknowledging receipt of the email. Don't read the email. There's technology. People know whether you read the email or not. Don't read the email. And then you send a police officer or two to assess the situation, the venue, right? They happen to meet me home or meet the person home. And then they say, well, it's all okay. It's all good. It's all cool because there's an alternative road. There's another road there you could pass it, right? And then that person is waiting now for a response from the police to say, hey, this is approved, that is approved. Nothing like that. Nothing like that. And then on the day of the event, they can't stop the event. They will be foolish to do so, right? But you have a whole pile of vehicles and vehicles and vehicles. Come on, you got to get your acts together. The administrative arm of the police force needs a total overhaul, right? A total overhaul. And it's top heavy because the people at the top within the police force, there are some good ones, but the majority of them, they don't know what they're doing. I'm telling you, they don't know what they're doing. And that is why you're getting all these problems. So you issue things to people, giving permission for this and permission for that, and then you come and say, it's revoked, it's taken back, and it's stupidness, dotishness. This thing needs to be purged. And I will advocate for that to be for the entire police force to be purged and clean and become professional. They need to become professional. It's just terrible. Really terrible. Right? And look, I had to say it. It's just nonsense. Total nonsense. It's disappointing. Disappointing, when it comes to that. Something as simple as that. Simple as that. You got to be able to communicate with people. You had people calling me on Independence Day saying, look, we buy a whole pile of chicken, we have a whole kind of drinks, all kind of thing here. And look, the police, somebody on some radio, because the police put out something saying, well, all these things is revoked. And come on. It's stupidness, it's dotishness. There is a need for effective communication. There's a need for something has to be done. You people need to settle. Look, and it will be done. The government will clean this nonsense. They have to clean it. You must clean the police force. You have too many bottlenecks, too many NNP people in the police force who thinking that they're NNP still. Get rid of this damn stupid NNP dotish thinking. And let's move the country forward. Do your work professionally and you have no problem. Just do your work professionally and you have zero problem. Come on. It's a pity that I have to spend 10, 15 minutes talking about this. But it's the reality. It's the reality. You have too many police officers who are still thinking as though they under NNP administration. It's a new administration. And the administration is trying to do things professionally. Do the thing professionally. You people are just wearing khaki and wearing uniform and you can't do the damn work. Get the work done properly. And it's lack of supervision. Eh? It's lack of supervision. That's what's going on. Everybody just doing their own thing. Lack of supervision is terrible. Really terrible. Right? So in going forward, if a person sends you an email, because we're not dealing with paper anymore, you have an email address. They send you an email requesting permission for to have an event, the PA system, the road and blah 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 blah. Because I know, I worked in disaster management for years, so I know, I expect that there will be a bottleneck, there will be problems with the traffic. This road is very narrow, so I know that. But I also know that you have an alternative road, and that's what it is. You have an alternative route in Good Hope, the main road, and you go up through Good Hope. Only 5 or 6 houses that are affected on this end, and I have a good rapport and communication with them, right? So if you make this place a one-way traffic, vehicles can park because vehicles can actually go down. But if you have 2 of the vehicle going up, vehicle going down, you have problems. You will have problems, right? Come on. So I knew that. I knew how many people I expected here. So I said to the police, I expected 400 people here. I had way more than 400 people here. And many people going to take, transportation and that kind of stuff. Some people, I ask them to carpool, use one vehicle for 4 and 5 people. So I knew what to expect. I knew how many people I would have down at the Radisson. Yes, because I know I gave people complimentary tickets. I know I gave who and who are accustomed to put in my event and activity. They may not have the money to buy the tickets, but I gave them. Because I know I knew that I would have this amount of people at the event. So I kind of expected that. Anything I touch will be successful. Just as the registration. The registration of people was remarkable. And people are still registering. The registration process of our people from the diaspora. That, you remember I said I had to take a drink on it and some technical glitch on it got cut off. Right? So I'm saying that I know that's a gift that I have. Everything that I touch will be successful. Right? And I want to thank the people who really assisted me in the cooking in particular at here, right here. All right? You know who you are. I don't have to call your name. You know who you are. In a subsequent program, I'll call your name, pull you out. But you did a marvelous job. You assisted greatly. All right? You know who you are. All the oil down, all the soup, all the bakes, all the, these are people who came and volunteer, who cooked, and everything went well. Everything went well. I'll call your name. I know who you are. I'll call your name by name. But I don't want to miss out anybody now. All right? And those who assisted me throughout with the event itself, back and forth, doing what's supposed to be done. I'm telling you, it was just bang on target. I want to commend you. I want to applaud you. You did a fantastic job. I mean, everything can't be perfect. Everything cannot be perfect. I'm telling you this. There's a gentleman who came up in front of me at the event, and he said, "You the guy who organized the event?" I said, "Yes." And he come with the camera. I said, I said, "Brother, camera, don't move me. I have a camera in front of me every damn day. You don't move me." And all I said to him, I said, "Brother, this event, the event at the Radisson, was connected to my radio program. So the people who get to discover and get to know about that event is through the program. And I advertised, I promoted for 6 months or more to say to people, and if you want to be conservative for 3 months, 4 months, to say to people, the finger foods would be available from 7 to 8:30. From 7 to 8:30. Once that time passes, that's done, right? Because I know that that kind of setting an event, you can't be serving, it's not a dinner. You can't be serving finger foods, throughout the event. It's just not possible, right? And I turned around and said to the guy, I said, "Man, if you want your money, I could give you back your damn money. I could just give you back. You making an issue over that? Hold your money." You understand the point? Because really and truly, the VAT man will take what? In $300 ticket, $45 out of it. Right? And then you get entertainment. You have free drinks to a certain extent. The premium drinks you have to buy. All right. And then you had the opportunity to come at my place and eat free. Free oil dung. People eat oil dung. They go home with that. Nice. That's what I wanted. Right. That was the whole idea. You come, you eat oil dung, you go home with oil dung, you warm it up, and when it kusume does this nice. That was the idea. The idea was that you come at my place, you eat your belly full all day, right? There were pots and pots of oil dung, and the soup and the bakes and this and that, that was the idea. You come, you eat, you buy a drink or two, and you have a wonderful time. You socialize, you mix, you mingle. We had a wonderful time here. That was the idea. And when you come down to the event, then those who didn't come and so on, they go and get in, eat a little finger foods, and that was the whole idea, because I knew the amount of people who would be there, definitely $12,000 worth of finger foods. That can't suffice. That can't, that would not, cover everything for everybody, But that was the idea behind the thing. So, but only about one or two or three people. I said, calm down. I said, if you want food, come, let me cook for you. So there are some people, you can't please everybody. But the event was really, really good. And what I love about the event is that nobody complained it was hot. Because what I did, I was smart enough to find out about the Governor General's event. And some people complain about, the heat, in the room. So I was able to graciously ask my good friend, Patrick David, my good partner, for about 4 commercial fans, right? To put it in the room to make sure that the room was cool always. So a lot of work went into it to make sure that you were comfortable. It was not dinner, but a number of people were able to get chairs and get things to sit down and so on, because I was sweating just to make sure, because I wanted to please you, to make sure that you were pleased. So even if I said, well, just because couple cocktail tables I had was about 100, it's about 100, but I had to, get the chairs there. And even if the manager came and said, hey, Kem, oh God, boy, we didn't think, but we go still allow you to, and we go still, oh God, we cut off now. But at the end of the day, we tried, and some people got sit. Some people were not totally happy. Look, I can't please you, right? I can't totally please everybody, but I tried to please some people. Trust me. We reached almost there, but the event was wonderful, and the event at home here was wonderful, and I really love the fact that I got to meet so many people. Embrace, you're wonderful. Uh, I tell you this, it was really good, right? And I look forward to engaging you as we move to the next level and the next level. It was wonderful. Bravo. Thumbs up. Kudos to you. All right. We look to the next and the next and the next. We're going to work together in going forward. But I really want to applaud the people who registered, who came, and who got registered. I want to applaud you. I want to give you thumbs up. I want to say to you that you did a fantastic job. There are still people registering because we still have people here. I want to, tell you that's the way to go. All right? Yes, man. Good vibes. Good vibes. And we're well on our way towards getting the radio station. We're well on our way. I don't put my hands to things that I can't achieve and get done. All right? We're going to get it done. We're well on our way towards achieving that. In fact, we're starting the process now to get the equipment and other things like that. So we're well on our way. And remember, we will continue to do our program on Vibes 101.3 FM, 106.3 FM. In fact, we're going to enhance Vibes FM from Grenada standpoint, Carriacou standpoint. We're going to enhance it because we're working together. This thing is no separation. We're going to enhance what we do because, we're going to have a new radio station and enhance Vibes 101.3 FM. We know Wild FM is already, working on that too. So that's the whole hope, that we're going to control the thing, right? So we're going on our way. We're going to keep doing what we're doing. I want to applaud everybody, all the people who assisted. I'm going to call some names over time. All right, I'll call some names. People who really, assisted behind the scenes, who did X, who did Y. It was not easy, but we got it done. All right, we got it done. It was wonderful, really, really wonderful. All right, and safe trip to everybody. All the folks who came, who went back, who still here, who leaving. Safe trip to you. Thumbs up. Thank you for coming. Thank you for being a part of this. I knew it would have been successful. I knew, the turnout would have been massive. Um, Everything I touch would be successful. All right, very nice. I went to Karaku thereafter, and I always go to Karaku to enjoy the mass. So I went to Karaku immediately after. In fact, the next day, that's a Saturday, I went to Karaku and had a wonderful time in Karaku. Tevin, you're always a good host, right? You always treat me well. Hey, Pasuida, it's always love, right? Pasuida, Tevin, Quincy Britton. I met all of them. We had a wonderful time up there in Karaku. People look forward to seeing me up there too. We had a wonderful, wonderful time in Karaku. All right. Leo Joseph, a good pal. Thank you for hosting me too. Thank you for making sure that I'm safe and secure up there. Niall, see boy, everything good? Yeah, that's my real brother. All right. So all the folks who took care of me in Carriacou, thank you very much. Thank you very much. All right. I went up there Saturday. I came down yesterday. Just wonderful. Wonderful. All right. Yeah, wonderful. Bravo. Good. It was on point. So we continue to do what we have to do out here, nonstop. And I want to thank all the people who continue to support what I do, who continue to stand with me, who continue to, you know, be there. I want to applaud the most honorable Deacon Mitchell, our beloved Prime Minister, and his family. It's not just the Prime Minister, but at that event, I can tell you, nearly all his family was there, or immediate family was there. His mother, his sisters, his aunts, his uncle, his cousins. It's the family. It was our beloved Prime Minister. So it was not just the most honorable Deacon Mitchell being there, but his entire family. Well, not entire, but almost entire family. They were there. If you don't know, aunts, uncle, cousin, friends, just name it. They were all there to support what I do, to support my program. Some of them came here a good amount of them came here at my place. They travel from Canada, travel from the United States, travel from there just to be a part of that event. And I want to applaud them. I want to thank them for being there. My good friend, hey, Fitzroy Alexander from Boston, well-known businessman in Boston. I mean, he's big. He's a Grenadian, big out there in Boston. He had to be here. He traveled to be here for that event, and I make sure that I took care of him. I mean, look, he is a good gentleman, right? There are a number of other people, key people within society, outside of Grenada, inside of Grenada, who are there to support, to make sure that things happen. I want to thank you sincerely. I want to applaud you sincerely. All right. The Karakou Massive, the Pasi who came down from Karakou, who came from overseas. Look, there are people who came just for my event. Yes, there are people who came for the independence celebrations. There are people who came to register and to come to my event, three of them. But there are people who came specifically for my event. I want to thank you. I want to thank you. There are people who never came back to Grenada for more than what? 50 years, 20 years, 30 years. But they came back just to celebrate independence with us and to register. I want to thank you. The movement is growing. The support structures and everything is growing. But we have to continue the registration process. What is key, what is important is winning the next election. Don't worry about the NNP and all the damn stupidness and the dotishness. Don't worry about them. They would forever continue to make noise, right? Look at my good friend Anne Marie Stewart. She said 46 years. She didn't return to Grenada after 46 years. but she came back, right? And that's the love. So, don't worry about them NNP lumpengs and zygotes and sycophants. They're going to call Shaggy Plead Your Cause program every morning and talk rubbish and complain and grind and groan and da 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 da. Da. Don't worry about them. Don't be bothered with them. You understand me? Forget about them. They don't know how to win an election. The reason why the NNP was winning is because the NDC was not organized and the NDC was not, doing what it's supposed to do to win. Once NDC is organized and structures and so on in place, NNP can never win an election. Don't matter who running, who they. As long as NDC is organized and the structures in place and we do what we have to do strategically and tactically, NNP can win no election in Grenada. You hear me? I know that. You know that. So don't worry them. They will call the Plead Your Cause program. They will complain about the school feeding program. They will complain about this. They will grind and groan about everything. They ain't get money in the constituency to do this. They ain't get that. They ain't get badge. They won't complain. They won't complain. They won't talk. So what? Who cares? Right? Once we are organized, because for me, I am focused on winning the next. If you believe that Keith Mitchell and NNP get a good cocktail, a good licking in the last election, joke you're making. The one that's coming up. I am affixed on the next election, That is why I'm trying to get the radio station organized. That is why we're trying to enhance Vibes FM, right? That is why we are working on the registration of our people. Numbers, it's a numbers game. That is why we are tactical, building relationships with people who could make the thing happen, right? Consistently so. That is why when you see me with certain people and I treat them like royals, yeah, tactically, you're building relationships. You're building relationship and you're enhancing it. I kiss, I hug, I embrace, that's what I do, right? I am looking down the road. Not now, no, down the road. Because the next election would be, it would be a it would be a movie. It will be a movie. You think Keith Mitchell and MP and them get leaks the last time wrong? The blows they're getting what coming up. That is what you have to. I am tactical. I am strategic. I look down the road. There are some people who need a mirror to see the next around the bend. Not me. I'm a visionary. I'm strategic. I'm politically savvy. I'm looking down the road, down the road. Yeah? So we have to continue. That is why you see radio is important. Messaging, radio, and the radio station will be a smart radio station. So social media, everything will be on social media. All right? Concurrently so. It's not the usual radio. The radio that we are building will be more technologically advanced and savvy, and you understand the point. So get us on radio, your actual radio station, your radio, in your house, but online and X, Y, and Z, video, and so on. It's a big thing. So I'm looking down the road. So registration is key. Registration is key. You come for Carnival. So now we finish with Independence. You come for Carnival. We focusing on that to get you registered. Because if we can get 3, 4, 5,000 people from the diaspora, our people, registered and involved in the process to vote come the next election, because we're going to get you back here. Yeah, we're going to get you back here. And most of the NDC people, they're not folks who are waiting for free ticket to come back here. No, but we're going to coordinate and organize properly. You're going to be back here because you have to participate in our electoral process. You can't be the 16th constituency and they only want you for barrels, food stuff, and remittances and so on. No. It's bigger than that. It's way bigger than that. But we're going to make it happen. We going to make it happen. All right? So follow my lead. Follow my lead. We have to constantly doing what we got to do. Registration is key. Register. And then after we move from that, in other words, we focus on the diaspora. We have to focus on our children, our young people who turn in 18. We got to register them. And it has to be a continuous process. You can't wait when close to the election, you're running here and you're running there and you're running. No. We don't want that to happen. We learn from that. So we want to do this thing in advance, way in advance. So even before the election, we say, well, boy, that constituency gone already. That one gone, that one gone, that one gone. You understand? That is what will happen. But the leaking the NMP will get, it will be worse than the last election. You hear me? Very important. So again, I want to applaud the people who came and who got registered. Look, I know a lot of you got registered to vote and to participate in our electoral process. And as you come throughout the year for carnival and everything else, you will register because we're going to up the campaign to have you registered. Because if you register, we know that you have a chance to vote come the next election. So far, so good, wonderful. I want to applaud you. I want to commend you. You have listened. You have followed the cue. You did well. Take a bow. I love you. I appreciate you. And look, the network is building. We have a serious following. Some people underestimate the following. Maria Ashton Joseph. Yes, my entire family registered. That's lovely. That is what you want to hear. Because for us to guarantee this transformation agenda and making sure that it survives, right, for the next 15, 20 years, we have to do all of these things. Put the structures in place. We can't leave it up to guess and guessing. No. We got to put the structures in place. And that is exactly what we are doing. All right? So we have to constantly work on this to make sure that everything is A-OK on our end. All right? Hello? Hello? Yes, it's live. The program is live. You want to call me after? No problem. All right, plenty love. Nice. Yes. Yeah, so it's so important. So important that you work towards that you focus on that. All right? Very important. Down the road. Can't be just short term. We're looking down the road by. The structures have to be in place. We got to register as many people as possible from the diaspora. All right? And here in Grenada. So the diaspora, the independence move was a really good move. Carnival move, it must be. Christmas again, we have to focus on that. But we have to now go local. Your son, your daughter, turn a certain, 18, 19 or whatever, register. Get them. And it's quick. Some people believe this thing is complicated. It's not. It is a very quick process. Very quick process. Within 2 minutes. Within 2 minutes, you in the electoral office and out. And there are some people, some returning officers in the electoral office, they're trying to get trouble. What's wrong with them? Yesterday, my good partner, Lennox, he went to the Springs office. He realized that he closed. I tell him, I say, go down to the Limes office. All right? Go down to the Limes office. And if it's not open, call me. Because there are some of the returning officers who monkey tricking and playing all kind of games. Because remember, these returning officers, the majority of them, they were appointed during the NNP time. But they can't stop 6 runs. You see the point? Because it's a numbers game. We just have to get our people registered consistently. So to guarantee victory, we need to get our people, and bigger. The victory has to be bigger. In nearly all the constituencies, we will dominate those constituencies for a very long time. I'm telling you. And I know what I'm telling you. So you got to follow the lead. Let us continue to register. Registration is key. And even if you ain't get the ID, no, just register. Your name going to appear on the electoral list, on the voters list. Just register. When you come back, you will get the ID. Don't worry about that. So once you're here in Grenada, register to vote. And I urge you, this is the biggest thing, right? Because remember, we have 10, 15, 20 times the amount of Grenadians living outside than here in Grenada. And we could do it. So if your child turned 18 here and you want the transformation agenda to succeed, just make sure that person gets registered. Bring them in that constituency to register. Registration is key. That's where you win an election. It's a numbers game. You could do all what you want to do. But once you have the numbers and you can get your people out early to vote, that's it. Deuce. All right? So again, let's focus on that. Let's focus. The NNP will forever complain. They will forever make all kind of noise. They will say all kind of stupidness. Don't worry them. Let them call radio programs. Let them bray. Let them talk. Let them. Who cares? Let us focus on our work. My good friend Lennox said, I and my wife got registered in the Limes yesterday. Beautiful. Yeah, my good partner Lennox. He said, well, Kem Jones, I come out by cafe, the office in cafe, there, and then they close down. Right? I said, huh? I said, go down to the Limes. Go down to the Limes and get registered. And he just confirmed that. He said, I and my wife got registered in the Limes. Lennox, yeah. I'm telling you, I know what's going on, People are getting registered in record numbers, and we need to continue pushing that. We want our people to register. Registration is key. We could celebrate, we could this, we could that, but our people have to register. If you live in a house and your son turned 18 or your daughter turned 18, get them registered. And call me and say, hey, Kem boy, my daughter got registered. Right? We go drink something, we go laugh, we go have a wonderful time. We go party about it. We go dance about it. All right? My brother, my cousin get registered. And the folks overseas, you have a high level of influence over the people who live here in Grenada. You have a high degree of influence over them because you send remittances home, money. You send barrels home with food stuff, with clothes and other things. And every time they head out them, they're calling you. All right? So you have a high level of influence. So you can constantly persuade them once the child turns 18, get registered and make sure that they're registered, just as you did in the last election. But we want it to be a continuous thing. We want it to continue so the work would not be hard for you. That's what we want, That's what we want. We want this thing to be continuous, institutionalized. Registration is key. All right? And another thing, every time you have events in the different constituencies, you have to start taking names and numbers. All right? Every time you have events and activities, they have all been successful. But in going forward, that's in fact last night, in my sleep, I got that in my sleep, that idea. All right? So I'm letting you know, in the different constituencies, when you have events and activities, work with a sheet of paper, all right? Or have a tablet. Good. Have a tablet, simple tablet, and have a little Excel thing or some kind of little database. Simple thing. The phone number of the person. So the activity, the name, activity. Let's say you have a cake sale, or let's say you have a sporting event, some fundraiser, some social, something like that, or some meeting, something. All right. So you have somebody or 2 or 3 persons. You have them go around and take the name. So the name of the event, the name of the person, the address within that polling division or within that constituency, their phone number. Right. That's important. Very, very important. So you need that. You slip that in there, and then you have your billing. You're billing your ground game in every constituency. So you have that there. So, and then you can also ask the person, what talent do you have? What extra do you have? That person might be able to give you assistance in this area, that area. So you can slip that in there too. So if you need certain things, you can tap into this person, that person. So we have to start doing these things. We have to work scientific, all right, in every constituency. So we working. You got to do that. Because you want to know how you stand and where you stand within your constituency. So a lot of work to be done. A lot of work to be done. But remember what I'm saying to you. We're looking at the next election. I am not concerned about the now and what gone. I am focused more on the next election. All right? So I urge you, let's work towards that. Let's work towards the next election. We could do it. We will do it. We're capable of doing it. We're going to win even bigger. All right? But we have to be strategic. We have to be tactical. We have to do the work. We have to do the work. Good? Nice. So again, I will express my appreciation to the people who assisted with my event here at home and the event at the hotel during this week. I will express that. There are some people who worked extremely hard. I want to thank you sincerely, who gave this, who gave that. All right? So I will do that. I'll call you out during this week. It is so, so important. Good? My good friend, somebody say, hey, my good friend, well, Ron Redhead, he will be on GBN today. Yes. So if he will be on to the point today, that's great. So Ron will be on today. So you can check that out. I want to commend all the folks who really showed up at the stadium. Boy, the NNP can't get over that. They can't recover from the thousands and thousands and thousands of people who came at that stadium. It is the first time in the history of Grenada that the stadium was filled to capacity, and had people even on the ground, right, standing. That's the first time this thing happened. Never happened before. The level of patriotism in this country cannot be underestimated. People are serious about our country and the direction our country is going. We want good for Grenada, and we're working towards that. All right? We're working towards that to achieve great things for our country. We could do it. We could do it. So, folks, I want to thank you very much for being a part of the program. All right? We're not back to normal programming as yet. Next week, from Monday, we're going to be back to normal programming and so on. So don't mind how we going, don't mind how we're going so far. All right? We're not back to normal programming as yet. So I want to really applaud everybody, all the people who did what they're supposed to do to make the thing copacetic, good throughout. Take good care. Have a wonderful day. Bye for now. I'll be back with you tonight, starting from 8 in the PM. All right. I wanna also, before closing, extend my deepest condolences to a number of people who lost loved ones. All right. I know my good friend Larry Joseph, his wife will be buried. I think it's on the 16th. I'll verify that. I know a good friend of mine, Joycelyn Langdon. I know a mom will be buried tomorrow, 15th. Wow, tomorrow is my daughter's birthday, Yeah, tomorrow is Zoe's birthday, yeah. Tomorrow is the 15th of February, yeah. Tomorrow is a birthday. Yeah. Yes, so Larry's wife will be buried on the 16th. That's Friday. And Joycelyn, your mom will be buried on the on tomorrow, God's willing. All right. Yeah, tomorrow is my daughter's birthday. Zoe's birthday is tomorrow. And I know a number of people who lost loved ones. There was a good friend, in fact, I got the message from her husband, and I thought it was actually her because I didn't know. And I was shocked to find out that she passed. Dr. Jane Lewis Peter. All right. Uh, she passed away because she normally sends me a message, and I would say, thank you, sweetie, or that kind of thing. And I didn't know that she passed. I want to extend my deepest condolences to her family because she was a supporter of the program. All right, she's based outside of Grenada, but she passed away. And her husband reached out to me to tell me that she passed. It's really sad. There's another lady from Mount Airy. She used to listen to the program very regularly. She passed away too. And a number of other people who, passed. I want to extend my deepest condolences to them and stay strong. family members and friends. All right? Stay strong. So, folks, take good care and have a wonderful day. Bye for now.